Yesterday marked the official and formal welcoming of Jeff Hafley to the Green Bay Packer organization. This hence marking the signal of a new era happening in Green Bay, an era that you've got to get super excited about. We're going to talk about in this video what Jeff Hafley had to say, what that means for the Green Bay Packer organization going forward defensively. Before we get into it, if you like the content, hit that subscribe button. Let's jump into it. Out with the old Joe Barry, in with the new Jeff Hafley. One of the many things that I'm super excited about with Jeff Hafley is that he brought in guys, his coaching staff. He surrounded himself with guys that he respects, guys that aren't just going to be yes man. One of the knocks, if you can, maybe the only knock that Matt LaFleur has is that he has a tendency to bring in guys that are yes men, guys that agree with him, making it difficult for him to part ways like a Joe Barry, that he needed to part ways with him sooner than what he did. But it makes it difficult when it's your friend and it's a guy that you're used to agreeing with you, so then it looks poorly on you. That being said, Jeff Hafley has brought in guys that he respects, guys that he knows are going to push him. So I am super excited about what Jeff Hafley is going to do with this Green Bay Packer defense. Yesterday, he had a press conference, and here's some of the things that he had to say that you got to get excited about. So we know that Jeff Hafley's defense is built around the safety position. And it says right here, he said he's looking for a guy that can go from sideline to sideline and take the ball away. I think that position has to be a guy with high ball production, meaning he's got to be able to intercept the ball. He's got to be able to communicate, and he's got to be a guy that can get guys lined up and make calls from back there, kind of like your middle linebacker. He's looking for that at the safety position. I'd love a guy that can play man, which I'm super excited about. We saw way too much zone last season. Sounds like they're going to be doing a lot of press coverage, a lot of man, a lot of cover one. Goes on to say in another article, what can we expect to see from Joe Barry? I mean, from hopefully not Joe Barry, from Jeff Hafley. It says under the new defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley, the Packers are going to play more cover one, which can really stress the deep safety who will be tasked with having to cover a lot of ground along with having a lot on his plate responsibility wise, from helping against the run, making plays on the ball, limiting explosive pass plays, and back end communication. Jeff Hafley went on to say that you've got to have changeups. You have to have a guy that calls that can complement each other well. Our zone coverages are built off vision and break that allows guys to play fast, so that you're not looking at people and looking around to people. You're just flying to the ball. I love it. He says the essence of the playing vision and break coverage is when the ball is thrown, you have two or three guys going 100 miles an hour to the ball carrier. And I think that is the biggest difference here. That's the biggest difference that he offers. He goes on to say, and I love this, he's like, I want a guy that can erase things. I want to eliminate explosive plays, which we saw some of that happening last season. We played this defense, so it is so if a run hits up the middle, this guy, meaning the safety, has got to come out of the middle field with his hair on fire. He's got to be able to get to the guy down. I also want him to be the guy when the ball carrier is wrapped up. He is the one that finishes off the pile. I absolutely love that. I love seeing that and reading that, because too often last season we saw way too much happening as far as like not a whole lot of guys swarming to the ball. And when they were getting to the ball, hopefully he's going to teach Jair Alexander how to tackle, and not just with his shoulders. He wants a guy that can wrap up. He wants a guy that's going to be back there leading this group. So leads you to ask the question, is that going to be Darnell Savage? Is Savage the guy that the Green Bay Packers bring back into the organization, give him a contract, a big enough contract to keep him there and retain his ability out on the football field? Is that guy suitable for what Jeff Hafley is looking to run? Time is going to tell. One thing we do know, it says right here that the Packers have spent multiple first-round picks on safeties. We understand that. I mean, you can go back as far as, Clinton Dix. You got Darnell Savage. So guys like that. But it goes on to say right here that the Packers, what they're looking for is a guy that is going to fit a specific bill. Jeff Hafley is looking for a specific type of guy. Some of the guys in the draft that they are eyeing, that guys that would make great fits for this Packer defense. Minnesota's Tyler Nubin, Cameron Kitchens. You know, we've already talked about that guy out of Miami. A couple of others, but Hafley explicitly stated that he's looking for a safety generally between 190 pounds to 205 pounds, which the only guy that leaves off that plate is Tyler Nubin, who is currently at 210 pounds. Obviously, he can cut some weight. So is he tipping his hat? Is he saying that Nubin's not the right guy for the system? We know that Darnell Savage is around that, like that 195, 200 weight class range. So he wants a guy with a lot of speed, a guy that can really go, like he said, sideline to sideline. So is he tipping his hat? Is Tyler Nubin not that guy? I was really looking forward to potentially Nubin joining the Green Bay Packers. Not saying that he's not going to be with what Hafley said, but he's got a specific vision. He's got a specific build to the leader that he wants, you know, that quote unquote leader, his middle linebacker, for his defense. So it's going to be super exciting to see what direction he goes. Does he look to the draft? Does he look to free agency? Does he look to just retain Darnell Savage? Either way, I am super excited about Jeff Hafley. This is the start of a new era happening with the Green Bay Packers. The Packers offense, there is, of course, so much to get excited about when we start talking about what is happening on the offensive ball with Jordan Love there and all the speed that we've got, like Jaden Reed and Luke Musgrave to lead that, and Christian Watson, all of those guys, if he can stay healthy. And then you got Aaron Jones coming back. There's so much to get excited about on offense. Now I'm at the same excitement I had about the Packers on offense last season. That is the same excitement I have for the Green Bay Packers on defense this season. I hope you guys feel the same way. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. What direction do you think Jeff Hafley is going to go? Go Pack, go.